Mercy Rule was released in 2014. This is directed by Darren, Doane, it's written by M.D. Wilson, and we have a cast including Kirk, Cameron, Chelsea Noble, Jared Miller, and Nicole Neilson. And I thought this was okay. It has 2.7 out of 10 on IMDb, which is not a very strong rating, so I wasn't really sure what to expect. But having now seen it, I can say that it's okay. I didn't love it. I feel like some of it was a little bit too over the top, and some of it was maybe not as strong as I wanted in other ways. And it's also very long. It's about 2 hours, and it has no business being anything over an hour and a half because there's not enough substance there. But that being said, I didn't mind it. It's about a family who are at risk of losing their recycling business, and somebody comes along to try and prevent them from keeping it running. And that character was very exaggerated in some ways. He came across as a very strong antagonist, maybe a little bit more than is believable, but not to an extent where I found it too annoying. And also the son, the youngest child in the family, is he's a baseball enthusiast, and he wants to be a pitcher on the baseball team, but it's not going his way, and the film is also about whether or not that will come to be. I did expect a stronger religious theme here, not just because it's Kirk Cameron, but because Letterboxd, where I discovered this, says that, it says as follows: it's inspired by the story of the Muller family as they learn life's lessons of mercy, patience, sacrifice, legacy, and trusting God. So I expected something a little bit heavier in the religious aspect, but that's not to say there aren't elements of that. And yes, information about patience and sacrifice are messages there. Yeah, sure, we have a lot of different messages in here. Messages about hope, about what's important, about working hard, working together. It's absolutely fine. I think the biggest issues are just that some of it seems a little over the top, and to the point where it's maybe not as believable as it could be. I think some of the messages are not as strong as they could be, and also it's way longer than it needs to be. It doesn't need to be 2 hours at all. There is definitely a lot of padding, a lot of slowness. I'd say an hour and 20, but I could excuse an hour and 30, maybe slightly over that. It needed a lot of work to be a much tighter, neater narrative. But that being said, I didn't hate it. I didn't mind it too much. I thought it worked well enough, but it's just not perfect. The performances are fine. Most of the characters are well written, certainly with regards to the Muller family at any rate. And I did like the baseball scenes. I do feel like we have a lot of very passionate, determined characters, which is very nice to see. And the family as a unit I thought worked well as well. So not terrible. I don't think it deserves the 2.7 out of 10, but I don't think Mercy Rule was quite what I'd expected. Not that I know exactly what I expected, but I think I maybe expected something a little bit more, even based on that low IMDb rating. And it just didn't quite deliver. Do I recommend it? Yes, if there's anything about it that really appeals to you, if there's anything that's really drawing you to this film, then sure, check it out. It is watchable, it's very long, but other than that, it's not too bad. Clearly, it's not going to be for everybody. But personally, while I didn't love it, I didn't hate it. And if it appeals to you for whatever reason, give it a go. You might like it more than I did. It's not perfect, but it's not the worst thing ever either.